The weirdo would be like, "It looks different about it."
Yeah, I thought I'd just put a little makeup
beautiful,
on
so
for
very
you.
nice.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
there you go.
much. I'm glad you're here because as much as I appreciate the quality sound that Bose
Yeah.
gives us, I'm not a techie
Come over
girl.
here. You slide over here for me.
Oh, yeah, let's
There
do
you
a
go.
little switcheroo.
Woo.
So I'm glad to have you because you're going to simplify things and you're going to tell
Yes.
us how easy it is to get incredible sound. Like first up, a sound bar. So you see this TV, flat screen TV. This is what most of us have in our homes now in 2019.
Yeah.
But the way that they're built, there's not a lot of room for great speakers.
No, they make them nice and thin, and the picture is beautiful. What's the problem there? The problem is it doesn't sound as good as it looks. You go to the movie theater, and what happens if everything was really you get up and walk out. So before I show you how easy this is to happen, what I want to show you guys is something really cool.
And I'm going to tell you what
Yep.
it is, too, while you get that set up. It's a Solo 5 television sound system. By the way, 30,000 sold here at the Q. So if you own this, I'd love to hear from you. 1-800-395-1601. You're also getting the universal remote, which comes with the batteries out of the box. The AC adapter, you just have one connection. That's it. And you're good to go. It comes with a manual as well. Under $40 a month on 5 easy payments with that major credit card. And everything is on free shipping. Send it on off to Dad if you haven't bought Dad or Grandpa a gift yet for Father's Day. He will be so pleased. So yes, continue. I'm sorry. I didn't
No, that's
cut you
okay.
off.
No, I think Dad will dig this, but certainly Mom and everybody else because of the difference that you hear. So what I want you to hear first are the TV speakers, and then we're going to turn on the Bose. And tell me you don't hear a difference. Here we go.
Ignore the whispers, the lingering glances.
These are the internal speakers on the television. And at first glance or first listen, not bad.
In peace. They knew not
But now there's a difference.
Wow, I got chills.
Right? Isn't that wild?
It's like you have the home theater experience.
Yeah. That.
when it gets quiet. There's a reason.
But again, back to our movie theater analogy, what happens if you're watching a movie
It's time
and all of a sudden all the low end, all the bottom end, all the detail went away? That's what the TV sound is. Then there's Bose.
Bose, you can feel the sound.
I understand.
TV one last time. Check this out. Cost $30 million to make that video.
And we're all watching it wrong.
No.
You know, my husband and I, our date nights now consist of binge watching Netflix
Yeah,
or QVC.
but that's okay.
And I'm always like, babe, turn it up. And he's like, he'll turn it up. And I'm like, I still can't hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
This isn't aged ears. This is something where no matter your age, there are so many sound effects now and music and all these different things going on in the background that it drowns out the actual dialogue. So if you're frustrated watching your favorite shows and you're like, what? I can't hear. I know I've even turned on closed captioning to watch some of my favorite shows.
Yeah, and most people think that it's the production itself that's flawed, that there's too much activity, there's too many effects, there's too much of the helicopters and the explosions and all that stuff. But remember, these movies were built for a movie theater. They're not built for your home.
Yeah.
Unless you have a way to kind of decode, and that's the best way to describe what this does. So you saw what I call the A-B demo. We bounce back and forth without altering the sound in any way. We bounce back and forth between the two TV speakers that I believe they're actually buried under here because it's the only place to put them, which is an odd spot to put audio because it's going to fire down and you're not going to hear anything. Then when we switched over and you heard that big difference, it came from this. So I'm sure the next question from you guys is, well, that's terrific. It sounds much better. Now I don't have to keep rewinding and turning up the volume, and then I hit pause and I rewind and turn up the volume. But what's involved in setting it up?
I was just about to ask you, but I love just how sleek this design is.
Yep.
It's going to look so good on your fireplace mantle, on your TV console, wherever you're putting this. You could even probably, could you mount this if you wanted to?
Yeah, you can hang it on the wall, but nice and lightweight and a small footprint. So much home audio is big and bulky and ugly, but the reason I'm showing you the back of the speaker instead of the front is to kind of alleviate all that worry when it comes to technology. People go, it's cool, but then I got to pay the guy in the shirt, the blue shirt or whatever it might be. So what happens if you only need, if you could do this favor for me, hold this. There's your power cable. Everybody can plug in a power cord. So the power cord, you don't have to plug it in, but it would go right there.
Okay.
No, right there.
Right?
No, right there.
Oh, sorry.
Never mind. Remember the part I said about it being easy?
I can make
lied.
anything really difficult.
All right, so that's the power.
All right.
Yeah, and then we don't have to plug this one in, but this goes where it says optical. and you can see right on the back here.
That
there's
orange?
No, the one right there. You go. It says optical. Just don't invite Christina over for the setup. My point in all this is that everybody knows how to plug in a power cord. It's like plugging in a blender, plugging in a hairdryer, whatever it might be. This cord, clearly labeled optical, on the back of your television, it is clearly labeled optical as well. One cable, once you plug it in, does all the work for you, unlike surround sound.
It doesn't have to just be the TV. So under $40 a month on free shipping on a sale price, or actually on an under $200 value. I say sale price. It's actually not marked sale. But I know that you were selling this for a lot more. A little while ago. But this is great if you have Bluetooth, right?
Yeah. So for those of you that still don't know what Bluetooth is nothing more than a fancy term for getting the music from your phone, from a tablet, from a computer, and sending it to a speaker. Right? But in the past, you had to physically plug it in. Bluetooth is a universal way of sending the audio from one place to the other. So if you've got a phone and you have your music in there, bonus round. Not only is this a TV speaker, but if you take a peek at the remote, right here is the symbol for Bluetooth. Now, all you have to do is hold down that button. That button will then send a signal to your phone, your TV, or no, your TV, your tablet, your computer, whatever it might be. You tap on Bose when it shows up on your phone, and guess what? Now you can send the music from all those devices to here. So it's a
Remember the boombox
and it's just yes.
This is not a boombox. It will stay on your TV.
Yeah, it's not portable, but
like to your point, it's under 2 feet long. It's over. It's like right around 21 inches. So if you want to do the measuring, and then it's what, like 2.5 inches high? Not
we'll
even.
Call it 2.5 inches.
So very sleek, and this is all Bose sound. Why do we want Bose sound?
50 plus years of doing nothing but audio, and it's not a knock on the other companies that are out there, but these guys don't make dishwashers. They're not making blenders. They're not. See, I've mentioned a blender twice now.
Are you hungry for a little smoothie?
No, but the whole idea is that you want a company that's making your audio to make audio, not tires for the car or whatever it might be. And those engineers or scientists, as I like to call them, have perfected audio in all of these different form factors, whether it's something sleek like this to make listening to the TV easier instead of having to install speakers all over the room and drilling holes in the wall and hanging stuff, or some of the smaller stuff that we're going to show you in a little bit that's completely portable. Bose does it better than anybody else. That's why they're in the places that you mentioned earlier. They're in cars, they're in studios, they're in big
clubs,
arenas.
In restaurants, all the places. Should we do the Bose?
Yeah, you got to hear the difference. So,
because if you're frustrated by your TV sound, whether it's a flat screen or not, this is a great gift for yourself, because I know summertime, there's a little bit more free time. Maybe the kids or the grandkids are coming over watching movies.
But to your point, we're spending more time watching at home than spending all that money for the theater tickets. Listen to the difference between the TV sound and what will be Bose.
For them to recognize me, I learned to ignore the whispers, the lingering glances.
There you go.
At least I could carry out my work in peace. They knew not to ask questions.
All right, let me turn it back to the TV for a second. And not only did we lose all of that bass, that low and the bottom end, we lost the details. Let's bring them back.
When it gets quiet, there's a reason. And just like that, it's time again.
There's the TV sound, which is probably what you're listening to right now at home.
And my TV
one more time.
Sound,
it
doesn't matter how loud I get it.
You still don't hear it.
You miss the details of the dialogue.
Yeah, and what's funny about what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to solve the problem that you're actually experiencing. So for those of you that aren't listening through a soundbar, through a Bose sound system, whatever it might be, you're hearing a difference, but you're not hearing the main difference that you're going to hear when you get this home, meaning that you're listening through TV speakers. So what does that mean? That means that you're probably missing half of what I'm trying to show you, the difference between listening to AM and FM, right? That's the best way to probably describe it in layman's terms for somebody that hasn't stood in the same room and heard the difference. But again, to Christine's point earlier, so many of us, no matter how old we are, find that we can't hear dialogue in a movie. There's a lot of action, there's a lot of activity. Even watching the news at night, you know, the reporter standing in front of an ambulance going by or whatever it might be, can't hear that. Well, you don't rewind it because it's already happened, whatever it might be. So to avoid all of that, there's a dialogue button. Real quick, they hit that dialogue button on here. And the dialogue button, which looks like a little thought bubble, will perfect okay, that's going to perfect and enhance the mid-range. The mid-range is where where all the dialogue and the activity happens that you're listening to.
And you're getting the remote and you're getting the adapter.
Yep.
You're just plugging this into
just
the wall.
plug it
It's
in.
just basically one cord or two connections, if you will,
Yep.
and you're off and ready to go. And I don't know about you, but TV is the main source of entertainment. It's where my family gathers most of the time. So if you've made the investment here, this is a no-brainer to do an add-on. We do build to, ship to here at QVC. So if you're like me and you still haven't gotten to your old dad something,
This time.
maybe send it on over for under $40 a month on Easy Pay.
Yeah.
We have all free shipping in the show for you. Pretty much, I do believe everything's on free shipping. 5 easy payments of $39.99 and